This is Jim Smith. Here today where I'm showing you the Rijdt house, which is up Golden Gate Canyon from Golden. And this is, as you can see from the 5.4 kilowatt solar array over there, is a solar powered home. They bought a Tesla last December, and the house is very sustainably built, as you'll see. And right next to me here is Martin van der Rijdt, the owner, or a co-owner with his wife, and you're going to show us the interior, right?
Yes.
Let's go inside and look at it. So now we're inside the house. Martin, give us a tour and tell us what's sustainable about this house. What are your energy efficiency and other features that people need to know who are on the Green Homes Tour?
Okay, well, let's start with the passive solar gain optimization.
Oh yes, right. The window you have. This is south-facing.
Yeah, so all the windows are mostly south-facing, and we have a insulated concrete slab that is charged with heat by the sun, especially in the winter. In the summer, we're blocking the sun with the overhangs that we have. The slab is insulated and is thermally separated from the foundation, so there is no loss to the outside.
To the ground temperature that is absorbed by the concrete foundation.
Exactly.
Right. So, and this is a special fireplace here?
Yeah, this is a sealed combustion EPA certified wood stove.
I see there's a combustion air intake behind it down below.
That's right.
And then here's the chimney, which probably is warm as well as the firebox itself, right?
Yes, that's right.
And what else about this space? It's how are the walls insulated?
So the walls are two 2x4 walls with 1 inch in between. So that provides 8 inches of hollow space, which is filled with blown-in cellulose.
But not in the airspace between the two walls?
Also, yes.
Also.
Yeah.
It's the reason for the airspace is because the wood transmits temperature as well.
Exactly.
So you're isolating the wood that's exposed to the outside air from the wood that's exposed to your walls.
Exactly. Nowadays, with very efficient buildings, even a wooden stud is considered to be a thermal bridge. So the studs between the two walls are staggered for that reason.
That too, yes. Right. So actually the interior stud is not next to the exterior stud.
Exactly.
Yeah, that really separates that bridge.
Yes.
Breaks that bridge. Okay, so that's interesting. And you said that's cellulose?
It is, yes.
Yeah, okay. And all LED lighting, I'm guessing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And Energy Star appliances, I suppose?
Yeah, the appliances are fairly efficient.
Okay. Now, the heating of this floor, how do you do not have forced air heat. Explain how this house is heated.
So it's what's called floor heating. There are
radiant floor heating.
Radiant floor heating, yeah. So there are PEX tubes poured into the slab at the bottom of the concrete slab, through which hot water flows.
Right.
That heats up the slab.
The difference is that in most cases of radiant floor heating, that water that is flowing, is it water?
It is. Yeah.
The water that is flowing through those PEX tubes are heated with fossil fuels. Yours is heated by a heat pump.
It is heated by an electric heat pump, so it basically draws heat from the outside and brings it inside. And that works even at very low temperatures and is very efficient.
Okay. So we'll go outside and look at the mechanical room where people will see that, plus your heat pump water heater. So what else, if anything, would you like to point out in this space here?
Well, the home is also very airtight, so we have good windows and doors, and everything is...
Are they double pane or?
Yeah, they're double pane.
Double pane windows, okay.
So if you have a very airtight home, there's a need for mechanical ventilation.
Oh, yes, right.
Our mechanical ventilation has a heat recovery built in.
Yeah, but it's not an ERV or an HRV. It is this device, which I'd never heard of. So explain how this Lunos device works.
Yeah, so this is called the Lunos E² system, and it consists of 2 units that communicate with each other. Each unit just has a 12-volt ventilator in it and a ceramic core. and it every 50 seconds it changes operation from sucking air into the house and blowing air out of the house.
And while this one is sucking air into the house, the one at the other end of the house is blowing air out. So they're working together to move air into the house and then out of the house.
Exactly. And when the air is moved outside of the house and the air is warm in the winter, then the ceramic core will be charged with heat. And then when it starts sucking air in, that heat from the ceramic core will be transmitted to the incoming air. So that's how it's.
So it's not just a simple fan that blows in and out. It's absorbing the temperature when you're blowing out and applies that temperature to the air when it blows in.
Exactly. Yeah.
How efficient is that?
That is very efficient. Yeah, and that's kind of what you need.
So you're not cooling your house if it's 10 degrees outside. You're not cooling your house that much by sucking in for 50 seconds, sucking in out. Actually, you're always sucking in air, aren't you? Because when this one at this end of the house is sucking air in, that one's sucking out. But as soon as this one reverses, that one reverses too. So you always have fresh air coming into the house from one end or the other.
Yes. And if you have a continuous system like that, you need a very low airflow to provide sufficient.
Yeah, it looks like it's a very low energy unit. You said it's 12 volts.
Yeah, it's 12 volt, and I think it consumes.
Could you uncover it so people can see it?
It consumes only a few watts.
Just a few watts, yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's interesting. So that's much less power than an ERV consumes.
I can't tell you with 100% certainty whether that's the case, but yeah, it is why our consultant chose this unit.
Yeah, interesting. And you have these matching units upstairs to do the same thing to the upstairs room.
Exactly, we have two pairs.
Great, great. Okay, anything else on this floor? Well, this is just a guest bedroom here, and it's heated same way, and so is your bathroom here. And you have something, it's not a matter of sustainability, but it's a new thing to me. Is you've got this, what do you call it? The edge drain?
Yeah, it's called a linear drain, so you have a zero.
A linear drain along the side of the shower instead of having a drain in the middle like you'd usually see. Interesting. So let's go out now and look at the mechanical room.
All right.
By the way, as we're walking, this looks like it should be a garage, but this is actually a workshop. Can we go in there and just look at it? This has its own zone of heating. And it's framed so that you could put a garage door there, a one-car garage, I guess. But he's a woodworker and he's setting it up. It's not all set up yet, but it is heated, the same system through this floor.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it could be a heated garage, couldn't it?
It could be, yeah.
Okay, now let's go around to the back of the house and look at the mechanical room. So approaching it, here's the heat pump that is drawing in air from outdoors and sending it inside when in heating season, or sending cool in the summer. It's the only system you can have, I think, which is both a air conditioning and heat. So here we are in the mechanical room. So go ahead and explain. Well, since I'm pointing in this direction, let's explain the water heater first. That's a heat pump water heater. The top foot or so, 18 inches, is the unit which is taking air from this room, extracting heat from it, and putting it into the tank below it, and then exhausting the cold air into the room. Did I get that right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, I'm a quick learner. And what's this, however, was new to me, so you need to explain this. This is obviously just inside the wall from that heat pump unit outdoors, and explain the flow of heat and how it works.
Yeah, so the heat pump heats the water that ends up in this tank. And once this water is hot enough, 95 degrees, it is made available to the floor heating system.
Look at this beautiful system here.
So we have 5 zones.
5 zones, and those pink pipes are the PEX pipes that are leading into the concrete slab in various places around. And I thought it was interesting. You told me that the PEX pipes or tubes are at the bottom of the slab, which is what, 5 inches or so slab, 6 inches?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But anyway, it's not near the surface. But it heats the whole slab.
Yeah.
And it's very comfortable to walk around in, I'm told, in bare feet.
Absolutely, yeah. It's the most comfortable kind of heating for a human because a human actually wants their feet to be about 2 degrees Celsius warmer than their head.
Oh, no kidding.
Exactly
I didn't know my feet wanted that.
And what they do.
So this white unit over here is auxiliary heat, correct?
Yeah, so this is just a booster that if the heat pump cannot handle the load it requires, this one will boost with old-fashioned heating coils.
Yeah.
So this one is only 100% efficient, like any normal electrical heating, and the heat pump is up to 300% efficient.
Yeah. And you also, that fireplace, we didn't really mention it inside, but that fireplace that you have is designed for when the temperature is below 10 degrees or so, which is when the heat pump outside loses its effectiveness at extracting heat from the outdoor air in order to heat the water that then heats the floor that then heats your feet.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
So when we expect about 10 days every winter, we need that wood stove to provide some supplemental heat.
But you said that this unit here, this white unit here, actually could keep this creating hot water for your slab all the time, right?
Well, it's 5,000 watts, so it's for a situation where it's so cold that the system as a whole needs a little bit of a booster from the wood stove. Okay. And that's just for a limited amount of days in the winter.
Yeah. Okay, great. And so I think that completes our tour of this place. And this floor is also heated, right?
No, this is the only part.
Oh, this floor is not heated. So, okay. And this wall between here and the living area is not insulated.
No, exactly.
But these walls behind us and to the sides of us the exterior walls, in other words, are insulated.
Yeah.
And that insulation is the same. It's the double 2x4 walls with blown-in cellulose.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay.
It's 8 inches of
okay.
cellulose.
Good. Let's go upstairs. I want to show people your master bedroom and your workshop up there. So coming up those stairs, we're now in a sort of a common space between the two bedrooms. Or, well, it's not a bedroom behind me. It's your atelier, which is an artist's workshop. So let's take us into, first of all, let's point out that this looks like the concrete floor down below, but it's really just linoleum on a wood floor. So here's your south-facing master bedroom. By the way, take a look at their view here. They own half of this pasture here, or, down halfway down to the road. Oh, and I noticed the outside of the building is sheet metal, corrugated steel.
Yeah, it's mild corrugated steel, so it's rusting. That's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah,
right. Okay, so you were telling me that you have no heat source up here because you don't need it.
No, we like our bedroom to be cold.
Yeah. But you also told me that in the winter, with the sun low, it actually gets quite warm up here.
Yeah, actually, that's not what we wanted, but yes, it does. Yeah.
And because of the insulation, it probably holds that heat.
Yeah.
And then you have to open the window.
Exactly.
Do you open the window in the winter?
Yeah, we will have to manage the heat up here.
Yeah, right.
The passive solar gain is really strong here.
Yes, right. Yeah. And there, by the way, on that wall over there, you can see that Lunos unit that brings fresh air in and out. And it's running all the time, right?
In the summer, we turn it off because we have the windows open.
Okay. But in effect, it's running all the time. 50 seconds one direction, 50 seconds another when it's running.
Yeah. Exactly.
So this is their atelier, because his wife is an artist, and it shares that beautiful view like any artist would want to have. Nothing different about this except that they did have to pass inspection, they had to have baseboard heating units, probably resistance baseboard heating units, and that's what that little box there was for. It was the 240 volt outlet for this baseboard heat in order to pass inspection, and then they took it out because they didn't need it. Right. So that's the house. Did I miss anything?
I'm going to show you the dryer.
The dryer, yeah. This is actually a washer-dryer combination from LG, which stands for Living Good. So this unit is a washer and it's a dryer.
Yeah, and that is not for doesn't have some economical benefit because it's actually just as expensive as 2 units, but it saves a lot of space and that was worth it for us. Well,
it does have one interesting energy efficiency thing. It's a condensing dryer.
Exactly.
So you're not exhausting the the heat from the dryer mode outside the outdoors. And when you push 300 cubic feet of air outdoors, you have to pull in 300 cubic feet from outdoors, right?
Yeah,
and so you would be bringing a lot of cold air into this house in the summertime, in the wintertime.
Exactly, and in the winter you lose a lot of heat that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you just heat just
Right.
goes outside, is wasted.
Right.
So this condensation dryer, is
Condensation, you say?
condensation dryer, yeah.
Yes.
It's something that in Europe, in the country I grew up, we've had it for dozens of years. Nobody else has.
Right.
That's all people have.
Yeah.
So it's now starting to become available here in the U.S. as well.
Yeah. So, and again, it was interesting. The inspector required that they have a exhaust pipe for the dryer. So they had to install one, which is capped because they didn't really need it. But the inspector said, "You've got to have an exhaust for your dryer."
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure if he was right, but
It's so
pass inspection and get on.
okay. Well, thank you, Martin, for showing us your house. It's really inspiring, and I know people will learn a lot from this video.
You're very welcome.